Welcome everyone to this week's episode of a Junior VC Behind the Scenes, where we're going to talk about MilkyMist and answer the question, can MilkyMist milk India's dairy revolution? So our story starts in post-independence India. India was on the brink of a famine, and the country's biggest priority at that time was providing its citizens with basic necessities and nutrients. And milk was a great source, but the industry was fragmented. The supply chain was broken, individual farmers could not reach end consumers in time, and the government decided to tackle this problem. In the 1960s and 70s, Dr. Verghese Kurian designed and launched Operation Flood to white flood the Indian market with milk. Supplies using the Anand model, 70,000 dairy cooperatives with over 10 million members were set up across 25 states, making Amul, as we know it today, India's largest food brand. Operation Flood was in fact so successful that by 1998, India became the world's largest milk producing country, surpassing the US. Now, in the backdrop of all of this, our story starts in a small village near Erode in Tamil Nadu. One farmer, like so many others in the country, decided to use his 20 acres of land to start a milk business. But unfortunately, the milk business was not meant to work out, and by 92, the company was close to bankruptcy. At that time, his son, Satish, who was just 15 at the time, dropped out of school to help with the family business. When Satish joined the family business, he realized that one of the customers that he was supplying milk to was actually turning the milk into paneer and selling it to hotels. Looking further into this business, Satish realized that the margins were good and wanted to start making paneer himself. At this time, in the early 90s, access to information on the internet was not what it is today, of course, and Satish had to figure out how to make paneer, essentially by trial and error. And by 94, he was able to perfect his technique and he started selling paneer to hotels. His first 5 kg delivery was sent to Bangalore. For the next couple of years, Satish continued supplying paneer to hotels and the volume steadily grew. This gave him the confidence to now think bigger. He knew that in order to go to retail markets, he needed to create a brand, and that's how MilkyMist was born. To fuel his retail ambitions, Satish made a small investment of ₹500,000 to set up industrial machinery. To move into the retail market was a pretty big shift from the cottage industry that he was in. The company began to stock MilkyMist paneer at a few retail stores in Chennai, Coimbatore, and Bangalore. Bulk sales to establishments still made up, at this point, about 80% of revenues. In 1998, the company set up a semi-automatic paneer plant with a bank loan of ₹1 million. And ever since then, regular updates of property, plants, and equipment have continued and have been an integral part of the company's culture. However, in the years since Satish took over the family business, things have not been just great. In fact, in 2000, he actually tried to get back into the milk business, which failed again. And by 2005, the company completely stopped focusing on milk. And just like that, Satish's story had been scripted into a nationwide success. But the dairy business is not easy to operate at scale. Companies can choose to procure milk directly or through local agents. But MilkyMist couldn't control the quality, and they wanted to. So they made the difficult decision to set up a procurement network. It was necessary, and once the network was established, it acted as a solid moat for the company. First, MilkyMist focused on retailers. They were one of the first companies in the country to actually provide refrigerators so retailers could keep their products good for longer and preserve them and for longer for retail customers. Next, when it came to the processing and collections layer, they set up several collection centers so farmers could go and drop off their goods, making it easier for farmers. They even took it a step further. They provided transportation to certain farms and actually picked up milk from some farmers. And even when it came to the inputs, they set up a plant producing feed for cattle in order to produce better quality milk. That's how far they took this whole approach. Milky Mist had a massive opportunity in front of them. India was the largest producer of milk in the world, and since 1992, milk production in India had grown by 5% compounded annually. But India was changing, and so was the dairy market. Milky Mist had abandoned the liquid milk business in the past, but now they asked themselves the same question again. Now that they were significant and efficient, they had the opportunity to enter the milk business. But after really evaluating all the options, looking at the profit margins of the businesses that they were in, Milky Mist decided to focus on value-added products only. Milky Mist now had the much-needed direction for the future. A focused Milky Mist aired its first TV commercial starring just paneer in 2009. No one had done this before. And the success of paneer forced Milky Mist to strengthen the supply chain so that they could enter other value-add segments. By aggressively investing in the latest technology and expanding the links of distributors with the suppliers and retailers through cooling-infused transport infrastructure, they had one of the country's most efficient cold supply chains by 2011. Due to this infrastructure, Milky Mist decided to foray into curd, cheese, yogurt, and a wide range of milk products. By 2012, Milky Mist had accomplished two key milestones. First, it was now a major force in South India and had a presence in all South Indian states. Second, an annual turnover of 50 crores. Using the coolers that it had supplied to the fullest, it created a wider range of products. This time, it was desserts and flavored yogurt. And this was actually the start of their pan-India ambitions. At the same time, while global giants like Dano were beginning to wind down its business in 2015, Milky Mist was growing fast. The Indian market was very different to any of the other markets that Dano functioned in. By 2019, Milky Mist moved its manufacturing facility to a state-of-the-art plant spread over 55 acres, about 20 kilometers from their original home in Erode in Tamil Nadu. The new plant had a processing capacity of 1 million liters per day and was expandable to over 1.5 million liters per day if needed. It had the latest technology to manufacture various value-added products, including curd, ghee, butter, and lassi. From a turnover of just 50 crores in 2012, Milky Mist grew to a behemoth in 2021. With revenues of over 1,300 crores in 2021, it grew 30% year over year. What Milky Mist did well from day one was engineering. They engineered recipes, then manufacturing, then finally scale. Technology doesn't need to be digital for it to work necessarily. It now has over 60,000 farmers processing 1.5 liters of milk on a daily basis. Milky Mist has done in many ways what Amul has done for farmers. The company is also placed perfectly to become a FMCG behemoth. With more food segments in sight, Milky Way has milked India's dairy revolution to become a household brand.